Chilly in anticipation of Thanksgiving. Good morning to you. Look, I got one question. 1-800-520-1234. One question. How the center-right responds to President-elect Biden's mainstream center-left choices for his administration. You got Ronald Klain as chief of staff, Tony Blinken for state, former Fed Chair Yellen for Treasury, Jake Sullivan for National Security Advisor, former Deputy Secretary of DHS, Mayorkas, for Secretary of DHS. You know, John Kerry's coming back on climate. I think you give a golf clap and a handshake and you win Georgia. Okay, so I'm very disappointed that Trump lost, voted for him, worked for him, and to lose by only 45,000 votes in 3 states. Arizona, Georgia, Wisconsin. But that don't want the GOP to go into resistance mode the way the left did after President Trump won in 16. That was an aberration. Certainly no Comey or McCabe antics, illegality, crimes, actually. Instead, win Georgia. Refuse to get rolled in the Senate or the House, and you prepare for 2022. You follow Leader McConnell, Leader McCarthy, and you govern along with President-elect Biden. Win the argument, then win the vote. That's what Maggie Thatcher said. And by the way, The Crown has completely missed Maggie Thatcher. I finished it last night with the Fetching Mrs. Hewitt. We've been watching an episode here or there ever since it came out. I don't binge watch much of anything unless she is gone and visiting her sister or something. And I am watching the latest show that she'll have no part of, right? So, yeah. So I will. What was the one where Breaking Bad? She hated Breaking Bad. So I had to binge watch Breaking Bad, but we do one show at a time and we watch Endeavor, British Mystery, stuff like that. But Georgia becomes everything because if they have a 51 to 50 seat majority, they will aim to break the filibuster, pack the Supreme Court, slash military spending, defund the police, evolve Medicare, send taxes soaring, confirm hard left judges and nominees, and attack Second Amendment rights. That's if we lose Georgia. We have to reelect David Perdue, send Kelly Loeffler back. Have to do it. And I'm opening the phones to anyone. 1-800-520-1234. That we will keep one line open for Georgia. Always want to talk to Georgia. If you need help. I hope everyone knows they can help in Georgia. But I don't. I know Rush said the same thing yesterday. I know the president green-lighted the transition last night. I'm looking at the Wall Street Journal. Trump clears way for Biden transition process. President Trump said his administration would cooperate with President-elect Joe Biden's transition to the White House, ending a delay. It's been 3 weeks. Bill Clinton did the same thing, actually much worse to George W. Bush. Trump just had to be sure. I just thought everyone was being hysterical on the left, but they've been hysterical since 2016. And I don't want to be hysterical. I don't think the center right needs to be hysterical. We need to win the argument, then win the vote in 2022. And keep looking. By all means, look for any irregularity. Don't fall for conspiracy theories that discredit the movement. That's why the president had to punt Sidney Powell off the team. She just made the whole effort look goofy. And there was a lot wrong with the way that we did 2016 election that we should fix. I believe in early in-person voting. I think we ought to end voting by mail. I think we ought to just make it easy for people to show up, show their ID, and vote. And that legislatures that are run by Republicans with Republican governors ought to just adopt early in-person voting and dump the absentee stuff. Because if you can't get to a voting machine within a month of an election. I mean, I voted a month before the election for Trump in Virginia. Virginia allows that. I think probably 6 weeks before the election. I can't remember. It was so early. I knew I was going to vote for Trump, and I never know where I'm going to be on election day. And so there are reforms to be made, but now the key is winning Georgia, because then the Republican and the center right and the conservative movement are co-governing with President-elect Biden. And I got to say, I'm very relieved he didn't go full AOC in the squad on us. They're the ones who are upset. I mean, Anthony Blinken and Ronald Klain and Janet Yellen, these are very mainstream. I mean, I don't agree with them. Ron Klain and I have exchanged, we've dueled in the pages of the Washington Post for years over Neil Gorsuch, for example, and other things like that. But he's a normal person, and it's not swamp versus America. It's they believe in a bigger state. They believe in the administrative state. They believe in bureaucracy. We're the Freedom Party. Leave us alone. Keep our taxes low. Do only the bare minimum that the federal government ought to do. We're a constitutional party. Judges who do not make up stuff. We can win these arguments. We got to persuade the next generation the socialism stuff just does not work. AOC's got a lot of charisma and zero ideas that will work. Bankrupt the country, bankrupt the future. We're already pretty close to bankrupt, and move forward. And it's very appropriate that the first caller on this question, how to govern, is Detective Tom. Good morning, Tom, from Marin County, California. How are you, friend?
Friend, I like the way you go ahead and you start that. How are you, Mr. Hewitt?
Come on, you're my friend. You call, you're a happy man.
You're starting to do it again. I'm starting to see the weasel come out. All right, I think you're sated in blue bubble in your blue bubble area there, and you reside in the state of Virginia as well as the state of denial. I am not handing. I'm not going to be a gracious loser here. I disagree with your entire.
I did not say be a gracious. I said do not get rolled. Co-govern. That is not gracious losing.
I tell you what the co-govern is going to be. Is we're going to handle this milksop. We're going to hand him a poison chalice, and then if at all possible, we can dump a big box of tarantulas in the middle of the situation. You just seem to go ahead and meander along like everything's okay. Like the last 4 years of the Russia collusion.
Nope.
Nope. No. I know. We're just waiting. We're waiting for what's his name, Durham, to go ahead and release the report or indictment. It's not coming. We got rolled. You said don't get rolled. We're getting rolled.
Well, I don't know that we're getting rolled. Talk to me in January. The interesting thing about the transition, Tom. You're a member of the law establishment. When the vice president became the president-elect, he suddenly became subject to the special counsel regulation. That's what happened yesterday. When you begin to recognize that triggers eligibility for special counsel. People don't know that because they don't study the rules. But now he is eligible for special counsel.
I didn't even bring up the CD with his kids and his surreptitious dealings with China. That's another file that needs to be opened. I am talking about what happened with the FBI. This is not old.
Oh, I know, and I think Comey and McCabe ought to be prosecuted. You betcha. That's what I'm. By the way, I'm talking about not doing what they did in 2016. We don't break the law.
Okay, fine. And as a member of the law enforcement community, I wholeheartedly agree with you, and I stand by you. But I want justice. Damn it.
So do I.
I got a movie for you. Go ahead and watch it. I just saw this the other day. Go watch Mississippi Burning with Gene Hackman and William Dafoe about how the FBI went ahead and their unique form of investigatory options they exercised when they were looking for the witnesses in the three.
That was a great movie. I can't remember that, but I will, because that was a great movie, and you just named two of the best actors of our time. So, Tom, keep listening. I don't think I'm being a weasel. I think I'm just telling you the way to win is the right way to win. Open dueling, open argument like Thatcher. All right, like Thatcher, like Reagan. Win that way. Thank you, Tom. I'll be right back.